At about the period of 6th to 8th centuries Common Era, there started to form the new tradition, the tradition of Nathas. Nath literally means owner, master, manager. So what is interesting about Nathas? Nathas practiced yoga. One of the first Nathas was Gorakshanath, in Sanskrit Goraksha, in Bengali Gorokho. He is apparently a true historical figure because he is prescribed lots of treatises. In any case, someone should have written those. For instance, the very well-known Goraksha treatise. Moreover, from him takes his origin the people of Gurks, so-called Nepalese warriors. So there is no doubt in the historicity of this figure. However, surely his personality was later canonized and mythologized with lots of fairy tales and legends. But what was the main idea of Nath tradition? It was a very reasonable idea, by the way. Just think about it. By practicing yoga, we surely look for some liberation, look for moksha, for kaivalya, said Nathas. But somewhat clumsy this all goes. During the first 20 years of life, the man is not that intelligent, while the last 20 years you always have to cure some diseases. So actually there is not that much time left, considering the lifespan at that times. Well, it was not that short, but still. So it appears that for practicing yoga not so much time has left. As a conclusion, we have to prolong the time span. We have to extend the time of living. That's what Nathas said and started developing this. In fact, Nathas started dealing with the physical body, prolonging the most fertile time period. As appropriate means, they used Rasayana, the Indian alchemy, Ayurveda, and they had developed lots of physical exercises. In fact, during that period, Nathas has developed the new system of exercises for improving health, which is now called Hatha Yoga. Within that tradition, there existed its own ideology. Wherefrom have the inverted postures came? In Nath tradition, it was considered that inverted postures contribute to accumulation of the elixir of life, and bandhas contribute to non-burning of this elixir. More complex asanas contribute to redistribution of energies, the control of vayu, and same for the complex pranayamas. Everything which we know now as an extremely sophisticated Hatha Yoga was developed by Nathas at that time for that very purpose. Moreover, when they seriously started practicing Hatha Yoga, they discovered that controlling the body gives not only physical benefits, but spiritual benefits as well. Shataka is the specific genre in Indian tradition. Shata means 100. In this genre, author tries to express his thoughts in 100 verses, or 100 shlokas. Goraksha Shataka is one of the main Goraksha texts, and it explains the basis of his yoga. Well, actually, he didn't squeeze in the 100 shlokas, so he wrote the second part, the Goraksha Padhati. The following shloka precisely expresses the attitude of Nathas to the bodily practice. Regulation of breathing is the fire which burns the seeds of deeds. Goraksha Padhati, Part 2, Shloka number 10. If Patanjali had found the link between karma and emotions, then Nathas in fact had made the following step and found the link between physical body and karma. So there appeared an idea that controlling your body, you control both your karma and your emotions, and something else. So Nathas in fact had focused on this physical body. So modern Hatha Yoga appeared thanks to the Nath tradition. And if we take a closer look to the later Hatha Yoga treatises such as Keranda Samhita and Hatha Yoga Pradipika, we would easily find the shlokas from Goraksha Shataka and other Nath treatises. In fact, all the later modern Hatha Yoga of Middle Ages is actually the remake of Hatha Yoga of Nathas. But also we must thank Nathas for the development of the ideas of chakral system. In Nath treatises we already have the well-developed system of names of chakras and their functions. We also have the features of dharana in chakras. That is, which results do we get by holding attention within chakras. We may say that in early Nath tradition the chakras were called adharas, but that doesn't change anything. Of course, earlier mentions of chakras we can see in Rigveda, but these are indirect mentions. For example, in the hymn to Purusha, the Purusha Sukta, there are mentioned so-called fires. 7 fires which exist within Purusha. Purusha is the primordial man, within whom these fires are burning. I think that this is the symbolic mention of chakras. And we may mention that the concept of Pura have left in the name of chakra the Manipura, and this concept already is in that Rigveda hymn. In Atharva Veda there also exists the symbolic concept of 8 cities within the primordial man, which also resembles the idea of Manipura chakra. But the direct mentioning of chakras is of course in tantric treatises, for example in Guhya Samaja Tantra of about 6th to 8th centuries Common Era. 5 chakras are already described there, and Ida and Pingala also, and the techniques of working with energies and driving it through the energetic channels. But what's for the modern concept of chakral system? It was also first described in the treatises of Nathas.